Fog Wrestling, back again to review another show, and it is Aew Dynamite. I promise one day we're going to get around to reviewing Aew Revolution. But that's actually where we're going to kick off, because we get like an exclusive. It was an Aew exclusive about Daniel Bryan, because, you know, if you don't know yet, he lost the MJF at Revolution. Didn't really care who won that match. I'd rather, of course, MJF winning. But at the end of the day, let's get stuck into this. Daniel Bryan says, I guess it's time to go home. And let's just face facts, all you AEW marks and sad bastards out there. Daniel Bryan sucks, right? And seeing AEW, he's not looked out of place. And believe you me, that's not a good thing, because anybody who's anybody and is relatively over in AEW, they stick out like a sore thumb. You look at Sting, you look at Jericho, look at CM Punk, man. They have this appeal about them. Despite the fact they all get jobbed out, right? Daniel Bryan fit it in with the rest of these indie jobber bums that have never drew a dime in their life. You know, he came in, had that feud with Adam Page, it sucked. He's just been in the Blackpool Cuckold Club, and he's just been garbage, man. He just looks like a bum. There's nothing to Daniel Bryan, no start. He's lucky. WWE 9 years ago pulled the trigger on him, because see, without it, he would just be a mid-carder for life. He sucks. That's the bottom line. I'm glad he's away. Let's get into the show. Yes, let's get into the show nonetheless, brothers. And we did kick off this show with an All-Atlantic Championship match, that last ever defence of this belt, because they changed the name, but we'll get to that a wee bit later on. And we've Orange Cassidy against Jay Lethal. And, like, why is Jay Lethal losing this match to Orange Cassidy, guys? Can someone honestly tell me why? Like, it just sucks. Like, Jay Lethal, man. Guy is literally a part of one of the funniest segments in wrestling history. I'm not even joking, man. I am not even joking. I just do not get it in the slightest why this guy is jobbed out or freshly squeezed. Pishly pleased. Nah, I'm not buying it. He loses here. Next week we are getting Orange Cassidy against Jeff Jarrett. I swear to fuck. See, if Jeff Jarrett loses, there will be problems. I mean, how can Jeff Jarrett have a reign of terror in TNA when you actually had stars and in this? See, if he loses, there will be a big problem. But I think I may as well just cut to what is actually happening with this belt right now. So, of course, it is called the All-Atlantic Championship right now. But Tony Khan, in a really weird announcement, posted that they're going to call it the AEW International Championship. So it's got bigger. It's like the Intercontinental, but just a wee bit pisher in nae history, because our company's dug meat, and we'll have a guy who can't fucking wrestle and moves like 1 mile an hour as our champion. Brilliant. And then Tony Khan spent all night spamming away at Twitter, posting about, tune in to TBS Dynamite. And he actually did it about 10 times within an hour. Sad bastard. That's all I've got for Tony Khan. I don't hate many things, but he's one of them. I just can't stand him. When he doesn't play, he's like, oh, it's not Shane. Shane's not here. It's just me, man. See that? Oh, that's iconic. No, Shane coming out and saying he's the fucking owner of WCW is iconic. Not Tony Khan saying, he's not here. Obviously, Shane McMahon would not waste his fucking time with this crock of shite. Alright, he's no here. Powerhouse Hobbs is backstage. He said it's a shame that Wardlow's car was broke into. Now, was this a work or was this no a work? Not really too sure. Out comes Ricky Starks. Didn't actually know he beat Jericho at Revolution, so there you go. Jesus Christ, they actually beat Jericho. Then something appeared on the screen. It's the Bullet Club symbol. Then some guy I don't know comes out and hits Ricky Starks, and they're like posting on Twitter and Facebook and whatever you've got AEW on. Oh, who left the forbidden door open? Well, I don't know who left the door open, but it's no one relevant that's came through the door. No idea who this guy's name is. So some guy from New Japan's came out. I don't know who it is. I think they said his name was Juice or something. Robinson's Juice. Diluted Juice. Black currant orange best of gear. We've already got Orange Cassidy. We don't need more juice on the show. Renee Paquette's in the ring. She basically calls out Ruby Soho, right? Ruby Soho's got a match against someone called Sky Blue, whoop-de-doo, right? But she basically says that she's had enough of AEW about all these fat neckbeards that cried their eyes out for Soraya Page or whatever to come back to wrestle, come out of retirement. She did, and now they're booing her, and they're booing me, and they're booing Tony Storm. But no, it gets me, right? I'm under no illusion to see everyone watching AEW. I mean, apart from me, like, I'm watching AEW because it's my job. It pays the bills, brother. It pays the bills. I'm not watching it for my enjoyment. I mean, if I didn't, I would, like, honestly, if I didn't do YouTube, I would not watch AEW. Not in the fucking slightest. I mean, I wouldn't even watch WWE. I wouldn't watch any of it, man. Because there's a hundred better things to do with your life than watch this, but she buries like fat people with neck beards. That's exactly who watches AEW and wrestling in general. I mean, at least WWE has like casual fans. AEW just does not have anything. So again, to bury your actual fan base, I get it. Oh, but it's the heel movement. All right. Anyway, right. Fair enough. She can do that. But bigger problem with this. This is being likened to the outsiders. She's referring to like, oh, we're the outsiders. We come in for outside the WWE. Right, see anyone that thinks this is in any way comparable to Hall, Nash, and Hogan? They need terminated. They need terminated. Oh, Mikey, no, they need terminated. All right, because like, what are we talking about here? There's people out there saying that Saraya, Ruby Soho, and Tony Storm are like the outsiders. Scott Hall will be fucking turning in his grave. He will be doing spins. He will be doing a spinneroonie 6 feet under in the soil. Because honestly, it's disgraceful. It really is. It really, really is. But yeah, it just sucks. I mean, then she wins, and then we get spray painted. But they're using spray paint, so they're automatically the outsiders, because the NWO, they use spray paint. Anyway, I digress. Hardman Adam Page got a wee promo backstage. He says, just talks a lot of shite. Basically, just says he's been bruised and battered. So whoop-de-doo, Hangman Adam Page. Do not care for you in the slightest. So we'll probably get to a bit more of this later on. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler come out to the ring, basically say, right, we're back. We lost one of our best friends, and honestly, this is embarrassing. So right, hold on. So one of the Briscoes died, and they said they literally said they needed to step away, they needed to recharge because a guy died. Could you imagine, right? Fucking 99, Austin takes 6 months off because Owen Hart died. That would be fucking embarrassing. Thankfully, these two guys are jobbers and bums, and AEW does not need them. And to be honest, even the people they've got that are relatively, they don't do anything with. So anyway, doesn't really matter. But yeah, then they posted a picture of with Jay Briscoe, or was it Mark? I can't even remember which one died. So to be honest, that's kind of irrelevant. Jade Gargle's 53-0. Kind of cuts a promo with Renee Paquette. Who cares? Next up, we have AR Fox and Top Flight taking on the Jericho Appreciation Society. Again, Jericho just feels like an absolute bum, in my opinion, with the House of Black coming out after the match. So next week we're getting the Elite versus the House of Black versus the Jericho Appreciation Society. So, there's a couple of decent names in this match. You've Jericho, that's about it. But, it's a decent enough match for next week. But, again, Jericho, it's mad how much of a bum Chris Jericho feels like. Honestly, I think it's disgraceful what AEW's did with some of the legends that they've got. Honestly. And again, after this is when Tony Khan announced that they're changing the title. And the fact he says they're leveling up the All Atlantic Championship, it's as if it's a fucking video game to them. It's embarrassing. It truly is. It honestly is. Then we've got another match. We have what have we got? We've got John Moxley and Big Claudio taking on Alex Reynolds and John Silver. How are Cesaro and Ambrose even in a 50-50 match with these two? This is fucking disgraceful in my opinion. I don't even like them. I actually strongly dislike them both. John Silver is 4'9". it just sucks. It really just sucks. I mean, after the match, there's like a big brawl. It comes Hangman Adam Page. I mean, come on. Are we going to get anything? What even is this? Like, what are we doing here? This just sucks. Just sucks. I mean, why not just throw the Blackpool Combat Club into the trios match next week and have a fatal foot? I mean, no, I mean, I think that'd be the better options if I'm being honest, troops. But yeah. Next up, main event. Falls count anywhere. Anywhere goes. That includes breaking into cars. We have got Wardlow taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. It started in backstage. There was moves on top of cars. Again, Wardlow just feels like an absolute fucking bum. In my opinion, like I seen a post like, a year ago, Wardlow felt like the biggest thing in wrestling. Now he's a bum. And yeah, it's funny because QT Marshall is jobbed out. Hobbs, no, not Hobbs, Wardlow, and he's got QTV on his t-shirt. So it's like the most Poundland Big Show ripping off the Raw t-shirt to reveal ECW reveal ever. Yeah, so boom, Powerhouse Hobbs is your new champion. He cuts a promo backstage saying that Sacramento's a shithole and he's going to go back to Oakland. Well, mate, spoiler alert, they're both shiteholes. And until next time, guys, I'm going to give this Aew Dynamite show, what am I giving out of 10? I don't know what to give out of 10 because it was... No, I'm giving it a 0. What was good? There was nothing good about this. Just bums. Doors were opened. I mean, the forbidden doors opened. It's like one guy from Japan showed up and like they're making it that it's on fucking par with the invasion. No.